Legal systems and social governance in the Angkorian Empire. Introduction, Order in a Golden Age. The Angkorian Empire was not just a marvel of architectural grandeur and engineering prowess, it was also a complex society that required robust systems of legal governance and social control to manage its vast population and intricate irrigation networks. For over 6 centuries, Khmer kings, believed to be living gods, presided over a highly stratified society, maintaining order through a blend of religious injunctions, customary practices, and royal decrees. But how did this intricate system truly function? What constituted law and justice in Angkor? And how did the powerful elite manage the lives of millions across their sprawling empire? This exploration delves into the fascinating world of Angkorian legal systems and social governance, piecing together evidence from stone inscriptions, ancient texts, and the observations of foreign visitors to reveal the intricate mechanisms that held this golden age together. Chapter 1, Foundations of Law and Authority. The legal framework of the Angkorian Empire was deeply rooted in a blend of indigenous Khmer traditions and Indianized concepts, primarily from Hinduism and later, Buddhism. Divine kingship, at the apex of the legal and social structure was the king, who, especially through the Devaraja cult, was considered a divine manifestation on earth. His word held ultimate authority, and his decrees were binding. The king was seen as the protector of Dharma, and ensuring justice was a fundamental aspect of his divine mandate. Indian legal influence. While no complete Dharmashastra from Angkor survives, it's clear that Indian legal principles, particularly those related to social order, property, and moral conduct, influenced Khmer law. These texts provided a theoretical basis for royal authority and societal norms. Customary law. Alongside these formal influences, local customary law played a significant role. These unwritten traditions, passed down through generations, governed everyday life, land tenure, family matters, and community disputes. Inscriptions as legal records. Stone inscriptions found on temples and stelae often recorded royal land grants, rules for temple administration, donations, and sometimes even the curses for those who violated these edicts. While not comprehensive law codes, they offer glimpses into specific legal practices and the emphasis on oaths and divine retribution. The combination of divine royal authority, imported religious law, and indigenous customs created a layered legal system that sought to maintain order from the highest levels of the court to the humblest village. Chapter 2, Judicial Processes and Punishments. Justice in the Angkorian Empire was administered through a hierarchy that ultimately derived its authority from the king, but often delegated to local officials. Royal courts. At the highest level, the king or his delegated high officials would hear major cases, especially those involving the nobility, serious crimes, or complex land disputes. Inscriptions suggest the king was personally involved in some judgments. Local administration. For day-to-day disputes, village chiefs, local elites, and temple authorities likely played a crucial role in mediating and resolving conflicts, applying customary law. The vastness of the empire necessitated decentralized administration of justice. Ordeals. One of the most striking aspects of Angkorian justice was the use of ordeals, known as visodhana. These were strenuous and often dangerous tests believed to reveal truth through divine intervention. Examples included ordeal by hot iron/water, carrying hot iron or submerging a hand in boiling water. Ordeal by water, being submerged underwater. Ordeal by fire, walking over hot coals. Those who refused the ordeal were automatically deemed guilty. The logic was that the gods would protect the innocent and punish the guilty. Oaths and curses. Solemn oaths sworn before deities were a critical component of legal proceedings, especially in establishing loyalty or confirming agreements. Inscriptions often included powerful curses invoked against those who dared to violate the terms of a donation or agreement, emphasizing divine punishment for transgressions. Punishments. Information on specific punishments is sparse, but the concept of divine retribution for breaking oaths or laws was prevalent. It is likely that punishments for various crimes included fines and compensation, for lesser offenses or damages. Slavery/forced labor, for more serious crimes or debts. corporal punishment, physical penalties. Chapter 3, Social Governance and Hierarchy. Angkorian society was rigidly stratified, with a clear hierarchy that dictated social roles, responsibilities, and access to resources and justice. The king, as the divine ruler, the king was at the absolute top, owning all land and acting as the central figure of both religious and secular authority. His court was the hub of power, administration, and cultural life. Brahmins and priesthood, high-ranking Brahmins held immense influence, acting as royal advisors, religious officiants, astrologers, and custodians of sacred knowledge. They were essential to the Devaraja cult and other state rituals. Nobility and officials, a large class of civil and military officials, often drawn from aristocratic families, managed the administration of the empire. They were responsible for collecting taxes, overseeing corvée labor, maintaining irrigation systems, and enforcing royal decrees in the provinces. Loyalty oaths to the king were crucial for this class. Warriors and military, the military was vital for defense, expansion, and maintaining internal order. Soldiers were an integral part of the social fabric, often depicted in bas-reliefs alongside their commanders. Commoners, the vast majority of the population were farmers who worked the land, primarily cultivating rice. They formed the economic backbone of the empire, providing labor for public works and taxes to the state and temples. Their lives were largely governed by village customs and the demands of the state. Artisans and craftsmen, skilled artisans, including sculptors, masons, metalworkers, and weavers, contributed to the empire's material culture and monumental construction projects, often working under royal or temple patronage. Slaves, at the bottom of the social hierarchy were slaves, who performed arduous labor, often associated with temples or the elite households. Their status could be hereditary, or individuals could become slaves due to debt, capture in war, or as a form of punishment. Mechanisms of social governance. Irrigation and resource management, the sophisticated hydraulic engineering, particularly the vast barrages and canal systems, was centrally managed, enabling intensive rice cultivation and supporting a large population. This centralized control over vital resources was a key tool of governance. Corvée labor, the state mobilized massive amounts of corvée labor for the construction of temples, reservoirs, and roads. This system, overseen by local officials, was a direct manifestation of state control and social hierarchy. Religious ideology, the Devaraja cult and the pervasive influence of Hinduism and later Mahayana Buddhism served as powerful ideological tools, instilling reverence for the king and reinforcing the social order as divinely ordained. Temple administration, temples were not just religious centers, they were also major economic and administrative units, owning vast tracts of land, managing labor, and serving as repositories of wealth and records. Conclusion, a legacy of order and authority. The legal systems and social governance of the Angkorian Empire were integral to its enduring success and ability to manage a vast, complex society. While our understanding is piecemeal, largely drawn from inscriptions and external accounts, it paints a picture of a centralized state built upon a divine monarchy, reinforced by religious ideology, and administered through a mix of formal laws, customary practices, and a rigid social hierarchy. The ingenious use of ordeals, the pervasive role of oaths and curses, and the grand scale of state-controlled infrastructure projects all speak to a system designed to maintain order, secure loyalty, and channel resources effectively. Though the empire eventually declined, the echoes of its sophisticated legal and social framework continued to influence subsequent Khmer kingdoms, leaving an indelible mark on Cambodian civilization.